Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. And my name is Sia, and I'm the head of operations at Webot, and I will be the host for tonight's panel. I can see a lot of people are joining already. Let us know in the chat where you're joining us from tonight, and I hope you all are having a great evening. Tonight, we're going to talk about AI and automated trading. We will look at where the market stands right now and how Webuild is bringing AI into the platform, which feature you are finding most useful, and how AI is going to change the way we all trade. And before we begin, I want to talk a little bit about the tonight's webinar. This webinar is being recorded, and we will send the recording to everyone afterwards. And we're also running 3 raffles tonight throughout the panel, with a total prize pool of $5,000. So do stay with us until all the end. And please put any questions into the Q&A tab. We will take a look at it. And if we have enough time, we will cover the most upvoted questions. And if there's any question we can't cover, we will cover it in the next webinar. And last but not least, everything we discussed tonight is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. And trading involves risk, so always do your own do your own research before making any trading decisions. And in this webinar, we've invited people from very different corners of the crypto industry tonight so that you can get more than one point of view. And let me introduce them first. So first, I want to introduce Aliftina Labuke. She's the Chief of Strategic Partnership Officer and a board member at Being Crypto with a background that also includes traditional finance and marketing experience at Visa. Welcome, Aliftina. And I want to introduce Abai. He's the partner at WeComs, where he works with technology companies on positioning and communications. And thank you for joining us. And
Thanks, Pia. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. And then I want to introduce Modern Mining, who runs the Modern Mining YouTube channel, covering mining, hardware, and AI compute recently, which is right at the intersection of crypto and AI. And he's also a Weebot user, so he will be able to share some of his own experience using trading bots. And another thing I want to say that is he recently became a dad. So a special congratulations to him. And thank you for making the time to join us tonight.
Thank you, Sia.
Yeah, thank you. And last but not least is our CEO Jay Hua. He has been working with many traditional finance company, including Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Deutsche Bank, and Two Sigma before joining Weebot. And he also holds a PhD from Carnegie Mellon, and now he is leading in Weebot to what we're building next. So yeah, great to have you, Jay.
Thanks, Sia, for the introduction, and congrats, Modern Manning.
Yeah. So to get started, I want to ask a question that probably everyone is interested in, is that the current market trend. So like as long as you trade crypto, you are interested in the market trend, right? So I want to invite Modern Mining to talk a little bit about what you think the current market right now, and how did you like, is there any trading strategy in your current portfolio that you wanted to share?
Yep. I think we're all obviously pretty happy with the recent price movements. Bitcoin had been pretty stable for many months, and then finally we've seen an upward trend, I think is a good sign. Not to say it can't go back down in the short term, but I think we're all pretty confident in the long-term strength of Bitcoin. So my strategy, just as it's always been, dollar cost averaging in, whether that's through AI trading bots generating revenue or through my mining farm. Basically just dollar cost averaging. Any price below the all-time high is a good price for me.
Yeah, you're definitely a Bitcoin believer, right? Because you mine crypto on your own. And yeah, so based on that, I want to ask Jay about like because I think recently there are people talking about that the capital is flowing into AI. So there are less crypto that's flowing into Bitcoin or crypto. That makes crypto cheaper to purchase right now. I'm not sure if you agree with it and what's your opinion about it.
Yeah, thanks here. I think the question we've been asked a lot for the last few months was like, are we at the bottom yet, right? So since last October, we had some liquidity event and the markets have been range bound at the low level around 60,000 for a very long time. I think for the last 2 weeks, market just made a breakthrough and everyone's very happy about it. I think the most important thing for the past few months is we see very healthy market responses to strategy selling their Bitcoin inventory, things like the ETF outflow from BlackRock and other ETFs. But what we can observe, and which is very different from the past few years, is the crypto and the Bitcoin price is just getting more maturing. If you compare the volatility of Bitcoin itself with the S&P 500, the gap between them has been narrowing down for the past 6 months. This is a very good sign about the market is getting more mature, and I think everyone's very happy about what happened for the last 2 months. I think the good things is yet to come.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing. I think based on that, I want to ask Alivtina that because you have been in contact with a lot of different companies in this industry, did they give you any like inspirations or anything about and anything around that to give you some sort of how will the market go in the future?
Well, currently and during the last, I think, 2 years, Bitcoin was driven not by the crypto events, but as Jay correctly mentioned, it's mostly like ETF outflows. So currently, Bitcoin primarily driven by micro liquidity rates and institutional inflows. And if we look into August, almost $2 billion in ETFs came, and the biggest inflow was, I think, about a week ago, about 600 million. So we saw that price grow up right after that. So talking about the global market context, if you want to understand like where the Bitcoin price is going, you need to check where the institutional money is flowing, and you can predict how the Bitcoin will react. And to go really below 60K again, like and below 50K again, we need to have a very good surprise from Fed rather than have a big crypto event.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's correct. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, and so Abai, I want to introduce a slightly different angle for you because you work in like PR and communications. I think you are constantly seeing different companies to like what are different companies to talk about and what topics they're getting attention to. I'm not sure, like, does that tell you anything about where the market sentiment is heading to?
Yes, of course. So essentially, the market sentiment can be pretty much explored by just reviewing all the biggest media outlets within the Web3 space. So we're talking about the block, I don't know, Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, etc. So reviewing this, you can see that apart from overall positive flow of the news, there's also positive flow of the announcements of the companies, the press releases, etc. So it's really tied up together in terms of the market as a whole. So if you have something that is it's like something good that is happening right now, of course we can predict if it's going to continue happening or not. if something good is happening, also overall major-wise, something good is happening also for all the other companies, and all the press releases are tied with this. The same goes with the opposite picture. If something negative is happening, then all the press releases of the companies should be tied and connected to the current market as well. So yes, I think for me, the public stat that I use is from CryptoQuant on the bull index, and within the last week it jumped from 30 to 80. So it really gives hope, and hope is something that we have right now and something that we can't really lose. But let's see what will happen in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, since we've talked about the market scenario, I think because of there's market change and our trading strategy should change as well. I want to start with Alivtina to see like if there's anything if there's anything related to AI that change your trading strategy or something. Like how did AI help to trade?
Overall, if we talk about like the bigger concept, we can say that AI, first of all, can accelerate you and speed up your own collecting a lot of data to make your decisions. It reads context, sentiment, positioning, everything. And if traditional bots usually follow predefined rules, AI can quickly scan a lot of information around to make fast decisions. But it doesn't mean that those decisions are always correct. Currently, we see that sometimes AI is too fast to make the decisions. And I read about an experiment in an HKU Live FX experiment. 10 models were starting with the same capital. And for example, Qwen gained about 10%, while DeepSeek and Claude, they lost about 15%. So AI is great for risk management, for context data, and for fast signals. But I still believe that the main decision should stay with the trader because the experience is the maturity of the trader. He understands what signals are important and what are not. And with that, AI is still not helping. It can give you advice, but it can guarantee you the result.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, do you use AI to do like market analysis? Because I think that's where it can get information faster than what we usually do without AI.
Absolutely. This is exactly what it was built for, so that you can read, let's say, 10 media, 10 different sources of data, and it all happens right in a dashboard right in front of you. This is how you can make decisions faster and based on data, not just based on feelings and not tracked to one little signal, because one signal can be wrong. But if you have 100 signal and you can analyze them, let's say in 5 minutes, it makes your decision much faster. Why Bloomberg became so popular? Because access to data before everybody got access allowed you to make decisions more informed and faster than everybody else. This is why Bloomberg currently is the industry standard. The same is currently happening with AI. It allows you to make a decision faster and give you more data to make this decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Abai, you raised a hand. Do you want to talk
Yes.
about it? Yeah.
Yes, just to add to Aleftina's points, I totally
Yeah.
agree. And also from the practical perspective, how private investors can also see the use of AI is through just Googling all the most, let's say, effective prompts. They're essentially just the text, plain text, also available to the market, and you can always prompt them and check the news daily. Either it's Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, or whatever the LLM there's connected to the real data. This is apart from, of course, copilots and agents, something that you can do manually and daily or weekly whenever you're whatever you're comfortable with working with your portfolio.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Because I see right now you're based in San Francisco. I think you must be around with people doing AI and stuff. I'm not sure if you have gained more insights from them.
Yes, overall, I think the most amount of insights, I'm not sure if we want to talk about it now, is the transition of capital. Do you want me to touch on this point? So essentially, what we see is that there is in terms of the two different capitals, right? That's working within the space of companies that are still maturing. So the first is the venture capital, and then also the institutional capital. We're talking about the venture capital. Venture capital has been historically compared to other industries in Web3 quite I don't want to say low, but not very high. And as the AI started getting traction, it became lower, but lower not from the point of web like going away from Web3, but rather trying to adopt the intersection of Web3 and also AI. So that's also what we see in our clients as well. And that's also what we suggest to our clients. So in any kind of media positioning, in any kind of strategy move, etc., it will require to use some buzzwords like I don't know, AI native, etc., etc. And this is just the part of the game that's happening. Overall, in AI alone, I think it's very hard to put a number, but it's more than 80% of the overall venture capital that is playing. And what we see right now as the effect of another part of the capital, which is institutional capital, is that institutional capital is getting back to Web3. So if we distinguish those, you can see the clear picture between the real market and also the sentiment that investors get.
Yeah, I think that's partially answered the question that I asked for the last one. Yeah, so there are more capital flowing into Web3 right now in your data set, right?
Yes, but Web3 and the intersection of Web3 and AI. I think that's what more obvious answer.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Yeah, so since we're talking about AI and trading, I want to ask Modern Mining about your trading bot experience at Webot, and how do you think AI can help you? What features do you think that Webot can add to the platform and can improve your experience of trading bots?
Yep. Just some background for everyone. I've been running Webot trading bots for probably the past 3 years straight now. For a long time, I had almost my entire portfolio in the trading bots, so I'm a pretty big believer in the grid trading bots. Some things that I think you guys do really well already is when you're setting up the bot originally, how it will use the AI to kind of back test different parameters to see over the last 30 days if you use these parameters, that would have been the maximum ROI. I think something like that would maybe be good once you already have a bot running. If you could incorporate AI to kind of see what your profit level is over the past 30 days and what it could have been if, say, you tweaked your number of grids by a small amount. Because sometimes it's kind of unintuitive where if you cut your grids by a small amount, that might actually raise your profit or it might lower your profit because you're trading less or more often. Being able to more visually see which strategy is better based on kind of back testing with an active model, I think would be really beneficial.
Thank you. Yeah. I see a lot of people in the chats also agree with you and think that's what they need right now. Yeah. So based on that, I want to let Jay to talk about if there's any features that we will add to Webot that could what Manny said, that could improve the trading experience on Webot. Is there any roadmap or give us an overview of what
Thanks.
we're doing right now?
Yeah, I want to echo first, with Abe a little bit. So ever since the launch of Claude Code and Codex from OpenAI, the usage of AI by our engineers and other employees has, been increasing exponentially. And so did the bill we send to Anthropic every month. What we see is AI is really good at, collecting and digesting informations, and which will be, essential for improving the experience with our bots. As you know, our trading bot is perfectly disciplined. You set it up, it runs 24/7. It runs, completely tirelessly, but at the same time blindly, right? So the bot you've been using right now, it just runs on the parameter you set it up, but it doesn't really understand or even see what the real world is happening, right? Just like Modern Mining said earlier, if the market had a move, or if some release from the Fed, for example, the coming Jackson Hole meeting made an impact on the in the market. The parameters or the running bot may not make sense anymore for the new world. So what we're trying to do right now is all the things that Morten Manning, mentioned. How you can adjust your parameters, how you optimize the size of the grid, and any of those, one of those, dozens of parameters you need to set up. Now we're training the AI to understand the parameters in conjunction with what's really happening in the markets. So I think we're trying to build the AI trading bots, not just place a tag on the bot saying, okay, now it's AI powered. What we really want to do is we want to build the whole thing in 3 stages. The first we want to make our bots being able to see and sorry, I'll take it back. So first we want to be able to enable our bots so that AI can help you explain. Right. I think a good puzzle that a lot of our old and new users had is all these parameters, all these concepts of the grid bots or DCA bots. So what do they actually do, and what are those parameters control? So now we are teaching AIs to see thousands of our bots and explain all these articles from our knowledge base. So when you have a question about any function or feature of the bot, AI will help you. AI will explain in plain English, and AI will talk to you like a financial advisor to explain our bots. And on the second level, we want to make the AI will watch bots continuously, not just bot itself is wrong, give you a suggestion. Right now, Fed just said something, maybe you should do this or that. And these decisions will be intelligently concluded from all the information collected by AI on real time. And on level 3, we want to make an AI that can act for you, but with some boundaries, right? Because we know at the end of the day, it's financial decision. You move, the size you move your grid up a little bit, you add your investment a little bit more, it's all real money. So it carries with both the risks and the benefits. So we want to train our AI to be very strictly with our risk, understanding and risk limits. So, and for that, we'll first let AI do everything after you approve it. We train your AI and is your financial decisions. Once the AI understands when the styles are, then AI can be more automated, and that will be our for you. I don't have a fixed release date for you yet, but I can just tell you that with the increasing capability of the models, our AIs are also getting better and better every day.
Yeah, thank you, Jay, for sharing. I think I'm looking forward to see all those features that will be available on our platform. And I think before we move to the next part, let us start with a raffle first. And I think many people are waiting for that. So we can start with the raffle. We will do like 5 people to win 1 pair of playing card with Weeball themed each, and then we will do raffles for 5 people that will win 200 USDT grid bonus to start a trading bots on the platform. So yeah, let's get started. Congratulations. I think I have 3. Mario, can you show the results page so that people can know who wins and who didn't win. Yeah. So this is the first 5 winners who will get our Webot merch with a pair of with a pair of playing cards, and we will send email to those address to let you know that you won, and we will let you know how we will distribute those prize to you. And then let's do another 5. And the last one. So yeah, congratulations to everyone here. So the last 5 winners we have drawn is the one who will won 200 USDT from us to open a trading bot. So that's basically a free money for you to start a trading bot on our platform and to see how it works and get you a brief idea on how it performs in the current market situation. And yeah, I think we can continue our conversation. I think now, I think Jay already talked about our AI roadmap, and I think now it might be a time for Jay to talk a little bit about the overview of Webot, like our rebranding this year and our bot image.
Yeah, thanks, here. Yeah, I think it's like way overdue, but this is probably the best opportunity to talk about that. So for the users who've been with us for a while, you're familiar with another name called Panex US, right? But earlier this year, we became Webot. The reason is the name US in our brand and our website stops working for us. What happened was we started our operation in Europe, and even we are the same company, same team, and same accounts. We just got a new logo because the name is not just where we already were, and it's also the exchange that we're expanding in other areas in the world. But we're still the same exchange with the automation, with the trading bot built in as a product instead of just sold you as add-on. So since I mentioned what we were doing in Europe, I just want to mention a little bit about licensing and regulations. So we used to just register the US with MSB, the money service business, with FinCEN, and we also hold money transmitter licenses in 48 states, including Washington D.C. and Puerto Rico. But in addition to that, we acquired our MiC license in Europe. This is a long journey. No one claps for that. I'm not going to ask you to care about that because this is a very boring difference. But we spend a lot of resource and time to do that. I think what makes difference is a platform that will be here for a long time and serve our clients with the coming AI revolution. And we hope that our continuing expanding into the new regulated business and regulated countries will make you more confident about our products and our development. I just mentioned a little bit of our AI roadmap. I mentioned that on 3 levels, I want to make our AI be able to explain to you how our bots work. On level 2, we want our AI to watch the bots running, and we also want our AI on level 3 to act on top of you. But this is not an easy task. We've been working on that for the past few months. We've been training our AI and AI bots and AI agents to do things in a perfect sense. For those of you who've spent time with AI extensively, you know that AI is not always giving you the right answer. That's something the industry experts call the hallucination. One expert
Hey Jay, I think we lost you a little bit. Um,
That, AI acting as each minute and just turn into a 5-year-old, and
Maybe we should move on.
yeah, I think we might lost Jay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic, and when Jay come back, we can let him continue. Yeah, I think Jay might have a little bit hard, like the internet is not stable at his side. Yeah, so let's move on to the next question. So there are a lot of people like arguing that like driving in a test like they couldn't trust Tesla FSD to drive for them. So I think in the similar scenario, like would you guys trust AI to manage your portfolio to some extent? Let's start with modern mining. So because you are more like trader on in this panel.
Yep. Yeah, I think I agree with Tina on this one. For any significant amount of money, I don't think I'm at the point where I would turn over full control. I think definitely digesting information, maybe even queuing up trades in front of you with you ready to hit the button. But I also think for smaller amounts of money, smaller percentages of your portfolio to kind of play around with, certainly could be fun to have the option to do it. If I want to put $200 in, put it into Webot's hands and see what they can do with it, I think that would make one, interesting content, and two, it'd be good to at least to have the option where you can test out different strategies and things like that. But I'm not personally ready to put substantial sums in, no.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I wouldn't put my money, a lot of my portion of money to let AI manage for me. But I'm wondering like if there will be like innovation in AI, like what kind of what kind of demonstration that AI can do to make you trust them to manage your money.
My kind of fear is that as soon as there's a kind of good strategy identified, the more people that hop onto it, that strategy likely becomes less profitable and likely goes to the point where it's not profitable. So a strategy that might work good for the first few days, once more people are on it, if you don't shut down the bot in time, you probably lose all the profits that you've generated. So I think even with advancements, it's going to be difficult because there's a lot of other people and a lot bigger players than us who are trying to basically do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move this question to Jay as well, and then once you can answer this question, and you can continue to elaborate our rebranding and stuff at the end, because people are very interested in what you have said.
yeah, sorry about the earlier. I switched to a different Wi-Fi. Hopefully it'll be better this time.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I let's talk about the whether we are trust AI enough to invest with your money. I guess it's not just a single switch, right? You think you think AI is not good enough yesterday, but after a while you think it's good enough now. I mean, I'm ready to invest. I think it's a whole process, right? It's just like you talk to your financial advisors. You need to get to know each other. What are you good at, what your boundary is, and then you want to start with a small investment. If it turns out to work out fine, then you increase your investment. And if you're really happy about it, and you can really uh, you know uh, place your portfolio onto AI trading. And I think there's three things we think is very important for an AI. From the one who can write an essay for you and an AI that invests money for you, right? Because first of all, you want it to be really honest. I think one thing that you want AI to be able to say is AI can tell you something that I don't know as an answer, right? We don't want AI always give you an answer, but to make things up. And secondly, You want an AI that you can be able to talk to it and reconstruct it. It's not just doing the things that in a in a loop following certain rules. They'll be able to adjust and adapt with your feedbacks. And secondly, as I mentioned, thirdly, as I mentioned earlier, that the boundary is very important. That's something not built in the current AI right now for the financial decisions. So we want to put in all these risk management concepts. We want to know your investment horizons, what's your scope is, and that'll teach the AI to figure out a risk limit and figure out a investment thesis or pick a appropriate bots for you to use. I don't know where I got cut off earlier, but I just want to emphasize a few more things that maybe you heard or not heard earlier on. So the whole reason we rebrand is because Webot is no longer Pinax US because we're no longer in the US. We expanded into Europe. We acquired our licenses, MiCA license in Europe, and we're building the Webot Europe at the same time alongside with Pinax US. So we're going to continue to be regulated in all these regulated developed markets, and we'll continue to push our trading bots with our exchange. And hopefully, at this very exciting era of AI booming, we'll be able to take advantage of the AI technology and make our bots more intelligent and more useful for all our users. I'll just stop here. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay, for sharing. And the question will come to Avai. I think you didn't mention like if you would trust AI to trade for you, or like would you use AI to help you to make trading decisions? So could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. So apart from stablecoins, my portion within within crypto assets is not big relative to overall portfolio. So I've already made my peace with all the ups and downs, to be honest. And I check my portfolio maybe once a week, or maybe once per 2 weeks when it's not as exciting, and then when it's exciting, for example, now almost daily. So it means that since I'm already kind of investor within the crypto world, it means that overall I'm pretty much open to try different kind of technologies. But at the same time, I think it's important to distinguish apart from first staging, right, the adoption of AI, the portion of your portfolio, maybe like giving it more and more of your assets, also to distinguish between the copilots and the agents. So, well, Copilot is something that can just advise you and suggest you, and then you can work with the Copilot. And agents is something that can totally make decisions by themselves with the little of your involvement, respecting what you've agreed upon, and also put the boundaries, as Jay had said. So for me, it would be, I think, like multiple step approach. I think it would be Copilot, and then the portion of the assets for the agents, and then if it's going to be quite successful, also proven to be a bit more successful than what I invest in and then sell, buy, etc., then of course I'll adjust my full portfolio. Again, as long as I'm made my peace with possibly losing all of it.
Yeah, I think you are more open-minded than
but I mean, because I don't risk that much. That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, I think Ali Vitina, you already talked about that you won't trust AI to trade for you, but like within the financial world, like how would you use AI to help you?
Well, when we are talking about the trust to AI, I think it just goes through stages. And here I want to like combine and support both Abai and Jay. That first of all, I need to be sure that the platform is fully regulated. And actually, if we are talking about the Europe, I believe that regulation is the basics to make sure that you are safe and that you can withdraw your money afterwards. And especially considering the latest shutdowns of some of the biggest centralized exchanges, everybody is caring about security where they're moving funds. It's not only about how much you can earn, but how much you risk to lose. This is the first one. And second, AI gains it in stages, exactly as Abai is saying. At first, you have predefined rules. This is the bot. Then AI becomes your copilot. it starts giving you advice, it giving you ideas, etc. But decision is on your side. And the next thing that should happen for me to actually start trusting more is not about the technology innovation, because technology is super progressive now. Currently, all innovation goes through the level of data that it accommodates. Once the system learns how I'm behaving in financial world, what risk limits is good for me, what signals are important for me, what is my trading style, when it's become the coping of my trading style, then I'm start trusting it to make the decisions like I'm doing those. Being honest, it's very close to what we currently see with Claude in our daily operations. For example, you write in letters to your partners or to your friends. First, when you ask Claude to do it for you, it sends you absolute nonsense. But then it reads several thousands of messages that you wrote, and you see how it takes your habits. And when I was testing recently ChatGPT voice function, I realized that it started to copy even my buzzwords, even my intonations in voice messaging. And this is exactly what I expect from AI in trading. When it starts feeling me, when it remembers my patterns, then I start trusting the agent to do the same decisions as I do. But for that, it needs not new technology, I believe. Technology is already here. I believe we just need a lot of data. And if you start, for example, using, I don't know, Webot today, in 1 year, it will become the copy of you, what you are doing. And it will save you time, and it will be faster and smarter, but it will keep your pattern and will follow the rules within the goals, like your general financial goals and within your general trading style.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah. So before we get into the next question, I want to introduce the raffle once again, because we are having 3 times in this webinar, and we still have 2 more to go. And let's do the raffle and make people engage again. So yeah, so Mario, you can start with the results page, and then we can start. So this time we'll do the same as last time. We will do 5 winners for the playing cards again, and then the second we're gonna do 5 winners for the 200 USDT great bonus to try out our bots. So yeah, let's get started.
Tia, is that you on the top winner there?
No, it's not me. I think it might be our colleague. So Mario, could you like raffle 1 more users from the registrations, so that we won't distribute the reward to our colleagues.
Yeah, first of all, whoever that it is, thanks for the support.
Yeah.
Let's just add 1 more entry. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the 5 winners who will win our Webot merch, a pair of playing cards. And then we're gonna start the next round. So yeah, here are another 5 winners who will win 200 USDT to start the bot. Congratulations to you all, and we will send you emails about how will you get this reward from us. So yeah, let's back into topic. Abai is having there's some emergency in his building, so we might lose him for a bit. But let's move on to the next topic. Um, so so I think Aliptina has been mentioned that Bloomberg is a very popular company, is really big, and because of the data. So I'm wondering, like, in what situation do you think that a small AI startup that could outbeat those bigger company like Bloomberg or Cloud AI or Chat or Open AI?
Oh, well, it's obvious it's specialization, because Bloomberg may have general market data, but it doesn't know about true trading activities of the users. And companies like Webot, for example, they hold the data of thousands of dozens of thousands and hundreds of thousands traders and the trades. And for example, if you want to become a doctor, you're going to the medical university, you're not going to the generalistic university. So this is why learning about trading is best from the companies who hold the data about your specific specialization. And here companies like Webot is like unique source of truth, unique source of information. Naturally, Bloomberg can't compete with you on trading behavior, on patterns, how traders should behave in specific situation, how to read this hell of generalistic data.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the compliments to our company. And I want to move on to modern mining, like because we've mentioned that we are gonna have our AI trading bot as well. Like, what if they're like a cloud also introduce their trading bot? And would you choose Weebot's trading bot or like cloud trading bot? Or
I
in what
think I'd pro
situation you would choose like Weebot?
I think I'd probably make a video on testing them both head to head and see which one performs better. But in general, kind of like what I said earlier, is that all these bots are basically fighting over each other to once a strategy gets overwhelmed, that strategy is likely no longer profitable. So I think for someone to come out on top, not only is it identifying kind of one good strategy, but it's going to be the ability to move quickly, come up with new strategies before anyone else does. And then by the time that they're overwhelmed with users and other bots doing the same thing, you're already on to the next thing. I think being the first to each one as quick as you can before anybody else is going to be kind of the main winner because I just don't see any one strategy that's going to last for any long period of time.
Yeah, that's true. I think one is not an advertisement, but we mentioned that the moonbots last time in our last webinar that it kind of fits for the market in the long term, but it more fits like when the price is lower and it moves higher in the long term. But if it's a downtrend market, it won't work as well as
Hmm.
in that market scenario. So yeah, I totally agree with you. So yeah, I want to move to Jay. Like, what do you think that Weebots can uh, outbeat those AI big AI company when we are implementing AI to those training bots?
Right. So I'm not going to give you a outright answer, but the first thing I want to say is we are not going to outmodel, Anthropic or OpenAI. The leading frontier, AI model companies, they're really in like a unique place. And that's not our plan to, compete them with AI itself. But the model itself is not just the model is not it's not the product we're building, right? So if you want an AI to manage part of your portfolio, you need permission access to your account. It needs to place an order for you and settle it for you, and it needs to assist inside a licensed entity like us that allows you to do that, and allows you to do it in your country, and with somebody accountable for that, when something goes wrong. So a general purpose model can actually think and make a decision for you, but it cannot actually do it for you. So the last mile, the permission and the execution and the custody and the license, it's a slow process. It's expensive. It's not just a technology gap. Like Albertina mentioned earlier, she wanted a AI trading tool or trading bot that's been regulated and licensed, and that's plumbing and paperwork, and that some of us have spent years on it. So I think the frontier models, either it's Claude or ChatGPT, continue to get better and better. But at the same time, we're building all these tools. We often call it like hands and feet, to enable to just work with the brain that the frontier models provide, and we build all these guardrails and the risk measures, and we work very closely with the regulators. So we'll deliver the final product most likely.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay, for sharing, and we're really looking forward to it. I think right now is almost time, and we can start answering some questions in the Q&A session. So people, if you have any question to ask Modern Mining or Aliptina, those they are all experts in the industry. So it's a good time to ask because you can ask me anytime because you use our platform, but it's not very common for you to ask questions to experts like Modern Mining and Leave Tina, and also Jay. So yeah, feel free to ask any question in the comments or in the Q&A section, and I will pick up some upvoted question to be answered. And if there's any questions that are not answered in this webinar, we will record it and answer in our next webinar. I think there's a question asking me, will I get a recording of this webinar? Yes, I mentioned it at the beginning of this panel. We will send you guys the recording of this webinar at the end. And Nicholas McKenney asked, what's one of your favorite buy indicators? I think Modern Mining, maybe you can answer it. If you, I think we're muted.
Sorry. I'm not super big into kind of short-term trading, but I am definitely a dollar cost averager, and just my kind of simple strategy that I've set for myself, and this mainly applies to stocks, but you could use it on crypto too, is if you're doing a set buy once a week, I try to always buy on a red day with the thoughts that over an entire year, my portfolio performs, let's say, 2 to 5% better than somebody who just happened to buy on every green day of a week. So I just always try to buy on a red day. It's a simple strategy, and if you're a long-term investor, it definitely can have relatively small gains, but those do compound over time.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, for me, I'm also a dollar cost averaging person. I don't do like short-term trade as well. I think there's a question for Jay, a user called Christopher Ryder. He asked, what's the API roadmap? Specifically, will there be endpoints for bot management, creating, editing, and monitoring bots programmatically? And is there a timeline for it?
Yes, I kind of like the question. It's very technical, and I happen to come from a technical background. So yes, the answer is yes. As I mentioned earlier, we're building the AI to understand what the bots is doing and watch the bots for you and make decisions for you. So the foundation for that, we need the AI to be able to connect to our exchange and connect to your accounts with the secured, authorizations to understand your trading history, your trading patterns and behaviors, to be able to give you, intelligent suggestions. So we've already built the layers of, we call it MCP, model context providers. So the API will be called and requested by the AI, and in a very high frequency level, and then AI will do make the decisions with all the knowledge and the information they can pull from your accounts and our exchange and the marketplaces. So the foundation layer is already there. We haven't made the decision whether we're going to release that as a separate product and open up to the world first, but we are training our AIs with those foundation MCPs and APIs at the moment. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay, for answering the question. I think there's a question for Aliptina, but I'm not sure if you use trading bot. There's a user called Nicholas Vesius. He asked that if you use trading bot, what's your favorite bots that you regularly use?
Being honest, I do not use the bots, but I'm the DCA person because I believe that discipline and stability is something that helps you win over time. I'm not an emotional person. On the contrary, when I make my decisions, I make them as unemotional as possible. And this is why I actually like the ideas of like grid bots, etc., because you set the rule and you follow the rule. But I think the reason is not that I'm not too deep into that. So I'm doing it just manually. And previously setting the bot was quite a challenge. I still remember like several years ago, I tried to configure 3 commas and it was a hell. I realized that I needed a special technical education to do that. So this is why I really love that AI is coming, because it's making configure process much easier. And actually, I consider to start using bots currently, because with AI and with new UX improvements, it's much easier for a person who's not like a professional investor. I'm finance, marketing person, etc., but I'm not an expert in trading techniques. So this is why for me it's like a new opportunity, and I think that more and more audience will be coming. FCA recently did a research, and one of fifth UK users mentioned that they want these automated financial tools to help them to manage things that they're already doing, like DCA, for example, but manually. So this is why I think it's a very good improvement for our financial life, being honest.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
add
yeah.
to that, if anyone's curious, I have two bots that are both been running for 200 days, a martingale bot and a grid trading bot. The martingale has an APR of 8.75%, and the grid trading bot has a grid annualized APR of 6.58%. So it's really going to depend. Just a couple weeks ago, before this big Bitcoin pump, the grid trading bot was blowing the martingale bot out of the water, and now the martingale's ahead. So it really does depend on the situation, but either way, 6 to 8% return on your Bitcoin, that is very hard to beat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you want a detailed instruction on how to start martingale or grid trading bots, you can take a look at Modern Mining's videos. He is very good at it. He's very good at explaining the bots with very easy conceptions and words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did like Jay's idea a lot to incorporate the AI into just explaining the different parameters. A lot of what my videos are is explaining the parameters to people. And how I learned them was putting them into Chat GPT. So that's definitely a good way for the beginner users to learn about them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, Modern
Yeah,
Mining, for
I
sharing
just
that.
want to add to that. I think that's exactly the way we want to teach our AI to do, to learn from the professional users, how your mind thinks about optimize the parameters of bots. And we want AI to be able to do that, and not just based on one observation or one feeling about the market, but it collect all the information available there and then make the most, suitable and intelligent decisions for you. But it takes time to train and tune. So just stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, I think we are about the time. So before we wrap up, I want to do the last raffle for you guys. And for the last round, we will do another 5 winners to win 200 USDT grid bonus. And we will also select one winner who will have the chance to have a one-on-one session for like bot collaboration or any question you have so that you could ask Jay about. So yeah, let's get started. Let's do the 5 winners first. And I think some people asked that he couldn't see the winners. So we are drawing the winners from the email you guys are registering with. So since we collect your emails, we will send out instructions on how to claim it with us after the webinar. So please stay tuned. Yeah, and then let's draw the last one lucky winner who can talk to Jay face to face. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations to our last 6 winners. So I think that's everything today, and I can't express how thank you I am to for all of our audiences and also our panelists. Thank you so much for taking the time with us tonight. I know Alivtina, you are 4 a.m. in the morning, and Modern Money, you are very busy with your baby right now. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. And yeah, I think Abai is back, but we're about to end. but it's fine. We will be holding more webinar in the future, and hopefully we can invite you guys once again to join our panel. And I think it's really very, very informational to our audiences. So yeah, thank you again for joining us tonight. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Sierra, and
thank
thank you,
you.
everyone. Hope we'll see you
Thanks
soon.
for tuning in.